Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking and subscribing the channel is free and easy, and it helps me out a lot. If you want to go a little farther with your support, I have Patreon and YouTube membership available, which includes access to the BoshNRoll Discord server, early access to things I'm working on, sideboard plans, cards I'm buying. You could have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use the YouTube membership option, you get sweet, unique YouTube badges and emotes for the channel. If you want to play what I'm playing, you can use the code BoshNRoll to support my channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com. And if you're playing on Magic Online, a cardhoarder.com loan account can let you play any deck anytime. If you want to wear your support, there is BoshNRoll merch available. All of these links are in the video description below. Thank you so much for watching. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel for another Legacy video. Today, as you can see before you, I am playing DOOMSDAY. This is at the request of Patreon subscriber Chris. Also at the request of Patreon subscriber Chris, I'm going to plug his local store. This is Atomic Empire in Durham, North Carolina. They've been running Legacy somewhat regularly. If you enjoy the format and you live in the North Carolina area, check out that store. Back to this deck, we have DOOMSDAY, which is a well-established piece of the Legacy metagame. It shouldn't need a whole lot of introduction at this point, but the short version is the card DOOMSDAY lets you stack your deck with 5 cards, exile the rest, and then you can make a pile of cards that result in Thassa's Oracle coming into play when you have no cards in your deck, and then you win the game. This combo can happen very quickly. It can actually happen on turn 1 if you have the Nutters, and it's very good at protecting itself. It's got Force of Will and Daze and Pact of Negation. This is a lean, mean murder machine. And the new card, Consider, from Innistrad Midnight Hunt, was a huge upgrade for this deck. Consider lets you go off immediately after resolving DOOMSDAY with just 1 blue mana. The way that this works is you make a pile that has Deep Analysis on top and Lion's Eye Diamond under it. And under that you have a Cycler, Lotus Petal, and Thassa's Oracle. Those are your 5 cards. You cast Consider. Look at the top card of your library, which will be the Deep Analysis. You may put it in your graveyard. That goes into the graveyard. Then you draw Lion's Eye Diamond. You sack Lion's Eye Diamond. You draw 2 cards with Deep Analysis with 1 blue floating. You're going to draw the Cycler and the Lotus Petal. Then you cycle your Cycler, play your Lotus Petal. That's the 2nd blue to cast Thassa's Oracle. Tight little package. It can happen really quickly. Consider is a monster for this deck. You can also do it in the other direction. If you have the Cycler in hand, you can put Consider on top of the pile, and then cycle your Street Wraith, draw Consider, spend 1 blue, mill the Deep Analysis, draw the LED, draw the Petal and Oracle. Really tightened up the DOOMSDAY piles, really straight line, which is great for people like me who are not DOOMSDAY geniuses and are just trying to cast Thassa's Oracle. Like, I don't know all the Galaxy Brain plays that are in this deck. I know this deck is much better than I'm going to play it. But I have played it probably 4 or 5 times on the channel at this point. I've played against it a lot. I know what it's trying to do in general. And I'm pretty excited to try Consider. This is the type of thing that someone like me needs to play a deck like this. This list is from Wonder Pro. Wonder Pro is a bunch of DOOMSDAY finishes posted on MTG Goldfish. I just net decked their list because I am not going to innovate anything that the DOOMSDAY community hasn't figured out on their own. In the sideboard, there's just a bunch of protection. There's the other 2 Pact of Negations. There's 2 main, 2 in the board, 4 Force of Negation. I am not used to seeing this, though it does seem to be standard on more recently printed things. It seems that the deck has determined as long as it doesn't lose, it's going to win, which is pretty interesting. Deck building. This is a big commitment. 4 Force of Will, 4 Force of Negation, 4 Pact of Negation. Big commitment to not losing. And then Flusterstorm to protect yourself as well. Wipe Away to remove troublesome permanents like Drannith Magistrate, which is a card, or not Drannith Magistrate, the other one, Stern Proctor. What card am I trying to spit out right now? Tocatli Honor Guard. I think that's what I'm thinking of. It's like the Torpor Orb, or Torpor Orb itself. Though this build of the deck also struggles with Drannith Magistrate because it's trying to cast Deep Analysis, but that's not what I meant. Tocatli Honor Guard, the Torpor Orb creature, or Torpor Orb, similar things like that. Wipe Away just gets rid of them, no questions asked, and you're on your way. That's the deck. I'm going to try to be going fast and really lean into this consider easy pile mode. Let's try this thing out. I am on the draw in round number 1, and my hand has 3 black mana and protection. No Doomsday though, but 3 Ponders is a lot. I'm gonna keep this. That's a lot of selection. Tropical Island strategy. They're brainstorming in my upkeep. Why? What's going on here? Why would you do that? I don't understand. Desperately playing around Force of Negation? I don't understand that play. Okay, I'm gonna ponder. We're looking for Doomsday. Okay, Personal Tutor becomes Doomsday. I can tutor right now. I could crack my Lotus Petal, play Personal Tutor, or I could put Force of Will in my hand and take a 2-turn line. Okay. Maybe this is wrong, but my play around days sensibilities are still at play here. Oh Jesus, Ragavan. If they take my Personal Tutor, how bad is that for me? Whatever. That would have been a reason to put Personal Tutor in my hand. Though Dashed Ragavan is really hard for Doomsday to manage because it messes up your Doomsday pile. You don't get to pass the turn, or at least if you pass the turn, you have to play this sub game of like, do I put an extra card in the pile for them to take with Ragavan? And then what if they don't dash it? And like, it's just a whole thing. Plus, if Ragavan ever just randomly hits my Thassa's Oracle before I'm set up, I lose because I don't have another win condition. But I'm not going to Force of Will Ragavan here. This force has more important jobs to do. Let's see if they want a Personal Tutor for Ponder. Doesn't look like it. We do appear to be against some sort of rug deck. Rug Delver. Or at least rug attacking. Ponder. Probably could have played around days with that by just playing my land. I have another layer of protection, but I don't need protection right now. What I need is a Doomsday. I am not going to shuffle. I'll draw the Brainstorm, and then I'm going to cast another Ponder. I'm already exposed to Wasteland, so I'm just leaning in right now. Dark Ritual, Brainstorm, Daze. This is not what I want. I am going to shuffle this time. Moto Bug. Drew the card I just shuffled away. I am pretty set up here. Like this hand is ready to party as soon as I find Doomsday. There's a Wasteland. They're going to use it to dash Ragavan. That's a relief. Oh, they changed their mind. They remembered they have a treasure. Oh, they're just casting Rag. Okay. That happened. I have Dark Ritual in my hand, so that's not a huge deal. Unless they have another one. Thoughtseize. I'm going to play Lotus Petal because I really can't get this Brainstorm dazed. Brainstorm. Okay, deck. That's a lot of shit I don't want. Jeez. I don't have a way to work through this either. I think I put back Oracle Ritual. Ragavan takes the Dark Ritual. I draw Oracle. I guess next turn I can like cast Oracle. And then it's a 1/3. They probably can't exile it from play in rug colors, which is fine with me. Though they would have to kill it somehow before I can combo. Yeah, that's a problem. This has gone poorly. Remember when my hand was 3 Ponders and a Brainstorm, and here we are. I'm going to put back Oracle and Ritual in that order. And then I'm going to pass. I'm not feeling good about this. Here comes Rag. It's going to take my Dark Ritual. It is nice of Ragavan to work through my Brainstorm lock for me, though. They could use Dark Ritual to power out something like Hooting Mandrills, or I don't know. Like, if they have something that actually does cost mana, they could shortcut a Murktide Regent with it. They don't get the 4th mana. Yikes. Engineered Explosives right in the main deck. That's going to take out my Lotus Petal. It's also going to take out all their treasures. But I don't think they care about that. Nope. Alright, Lotus Petal is used. I'll sack it for blue just to show them who's boss. Play around days and you get hit with the Engineered Explosives. I'm just going to Thoughtseize them now. What else you got going on over there? Oh, Jesus. Just 3 Force of Wills. That's okay. That's not actually even that good. I have that beat. Lightning Bolt. So Thoughtseize will put me to 13. His attack will put me to 11. Doomsday will put me to 5. and then I'm dead on board to the bolt. So I'm basically putting myself in a position where I have to draw Doomsday and win, which I can't do. So lightning bolt somehow is the better take here. That gets me an extra turn. If they draw any blue card. Ugh, hate this. I hate it here. Okay, I'm taking a Force of Will, and it's time to draw Brainstorm. Ragavan coming in. What are you taking from me? Took a Misty Rainforest. Don't need that one. All right, Jack, help me out here. Doomsday. Days. Not helpful. Maybe it's time to just play this Thassa's Oracle. Blue, Thassa's Oracle. There it is. They spend anything on this. That's good for me. If they use their bolt, if they use their force. Okay, they just force pitching forced to counter a mostly irrelevant thing. It would block Ragavan, which matters, but it's weird they wouldn't just bolt it if that's the play. There's no demonic consultation in this format. Oh, there's my Brainstorm. And it gets to fix their hand. God, Ragavan fucked up this whole game for me. I had the personal tutor set up. I was ready to go. Oh, and now you have Wasteland too. Cool. Yeah, we're dead. And a Ponder for good measure. I'll take one more draw step, but I'm not even sure why. I can't cast my rituals even if I find Doomsday. Doomsday puts me to 4, and I'm dead on board. Yeah, I just got cheezoed by Ragavan. Is there still a line here? All right, I'll give myself another chance to draw Brainstorm. Does Brainstorm into Doomsday Consider could still win this game? No, that's not true, because the Ragavan will put me to 7, the Doomsday will put me to 3. And then they can bolt, but I guess I do have counterspells in my hand. Okay, moment of truth. Has to be Brainstorm. Days, all right. Well, that was a shitter. All right, what do we got? Defense Grid looks pretty good. Flusterstorm looks good. Is this what the second Oracle's for? In case one randomly gets taken by Ragavan? I'm not sure that speed is really the goal compared to stability. So I think Lotus Petal can get shaved a little. Personal Tutor seems really dangerous against Ragavan, but if you set it up all at once, like Personal Tutor and draw the Doomsday right away, having the 5th copy seems like it's probably worth doing. Active Negation seems pretty good. Daze looks pretty good on the play. I hate when this is in hard mode. I probably want Cavern as well. Oh, this is a Wasteland deck. But sneaking a Cavern in under the... Like, if you can get Punch Doomsday through on a turn, Cavern makes sure they're not going to top deck you out and just find a counterspell subsequently. I don't think I want the second Oracle here. Maybe I don't need all these Flusterstorms if I'm doing Defense Grid stuff. Is that just the same thing as Flusterstorm? I don't really need Flusterstorm on defense. It's on offense. It's to punch through Doomsday. Is Flusterstorm better than Daze in this matchup, or my opponent is also a Daze deck? Daze on the play just seems so good. I'm going to do this. Here we are. My lack of experience with this deck showing through. Sideboarding is the hardest part. Oh, I probably didn't need all 3 Street Wraiths. That's a cuttable spot. Would like to play first. I would like to keep this hand. Yeah, this one plays. Ooh, my Oracle being in the hand makes the pile a little awkward. I'm still going for it. I have Daze to back up my combo here. That's pretty good. Wish I had a second Oracle in the deck. Okay, Daze you. Ritual resolves. Here's Doomsday. Let's see if I can manage to figure this out. Okay, so Cavern of Souls will have the Oracle resolve. Can I get Cavern and... Or do I just need to take a slow line here? Like, if I just get Underground Sea, Fetchland, Cavern of Souls, Cycler, that gives me an uncounterable Oracle after 2 turns. So if I go Cavern, Tarn, Basic Island, and 2 Street Wraiths, I think that wins this game pretty quickly. Done searching, and I want the Island on the bottom, and then Cavern, Wraith, Wraith, Arn. I think that's the play. They have 2 turns to deal 10 to me. This plays around a dashed Ragavan because I can leave a Wraith on top. Stifle is brutal, but I wasn't beating Stifle. Fetching the end step. Brainstorm, okay. Bashing Ragavan. They're going to take one of the 2 Wraiths I don't care about. That's the same as if I just drew it. I just lost 2 life and it's out of the way. All the same to me. Then I cycle Street Wraith. Is fetch or cycle matter what order this happens in? I don't think so. I mean, the Cavern's on top, but I am going to fetch first. They have Stifle, I want to know about it. Cavern on Merfolk. And here it is. Do you have a Stifle? Nope, we're in there. Okay, game 3. That second Oracle is looking kind of good. I don't need all 3 Street Wraiths in the deck. Lotus Petal looks more important on the draw. Oh, Edge of Autumn, I think, generally gets cut before Street Wraith does. So, having a mix of both, because this is a deck that pressures my life total, might be something I'm interested in. 1 Wraith, 1 Edge. Get one of the Lotus Petals back in. I think I like this spread. Like, is Daze bad on the draw? Is that how this works? Like, am I supposed to just have Pact of Negation in that spot and really blast through the counter wall? There's 2 packs in the deck. I can find them with Doomsday if Doomsday resolves. Like, on the draw, Flusterstorm might be better than Daze. I'm going to make that change. And I'm going in. I have a turn 1 Doomsday again. Both of my Oracles are in hand. There's no basic swamp, so I am exposed to Wasteland. I am going to keep this, though. It is definitely here to party. I really hope I draw a land, though. Okay, cool. So now I can Thoughtseize them this turn. I think Thoughtseizing is better than... Like, I can Thoughtseize now and Protect with Fluster next turn, where if I wait a turn, I can only do one or the other. Brainstorming in response, okay. Unless your hand is, like, has the perfect card hidden in it, usually I would let Thoughtseize resolve and then Brainstorm afterwards, because now I'm going to have near perfect information when Brainstorm could have completely undone the information half of the Thoughtseize. Brainstorm protects against the take a card half, but it gives me the information half, which might be more important for the matchup. Okay, there's a Wasteland in the sand. Counterspell. The magic card Counterspell is in this hand, my god. And Jace. Okay, this is definitely some weird kind of different deck. I think I just want the Ponder. Ponder changes their hand the most, and I can beat Pyroblast with black spells. I can beat Counterspell with Flusterstorm. Yeah, I'm just going to take this Ponder. The Wasteland sucks, but it's okay. Maybe they'll leave up Counterspell instead and just die for it. They didn't fall for it. Snapping off that Wasteland. Force of Will. Well, did they hide a Force of Will on top? Let's find out. They can't cast Counterspell right now. I'm not planning on casting any blue spells this turn unless I have to force. Doom. Okay. The Cavern's going to be in the pile for sure. I kind of like the same pile I made last game. Cavern, Fetchland, Basic Island. Cavern, Fetchland, Basic Island, and Street Wraith for sure. Do I want an extra land in here just to make sure? Just make sure I hit my land drops and don't lose. I could set up a turn of Defense Grid. Do I think that's important? I'm not sure I can trust Edge of Autumn to get through the deck as fast as I need it to. But they can't Wasteland me off Basic and Cavern if I get the Basic in play. So I don't need another land in the pile. All right, yeah, I think this is just the stack again. So Snow-Covered Island on the bottom, Cavern of Souls above it, and in case they dash Ragavan this turn, I want to put Street Wraith on top. Okay. I get my land next turn either way, because they either dash Ragavan or and they take Street Wraith, or I draw Street Wraith and I can just get my land. Okay. Good thing I put 2 lands in the pile. They're on this mono wasteland strat. If I cycle Street Wraith now, they would take Edge of Autumn with a dashed Ragavan, so that's fine. That's not Scalding Tarn, so we know there are 4 of the 5 cards in their hand right now. I guess I just go for it. What I came here for. There's this, float blue. I could also just wait, but that dies to Ragavan. So I am gonna cycle. I have the Force of Will. Cavern on Merfolk. And there you are. Irrelevant Pyroblast, irrelevant counterspell in hand. Okay, resolves. Got me good. I should have forced it to send a message. And that's that. Little Doomsday action. Off to a good start. Next round. I'm on the draw in round number 2, and I have the turn 1 win. There's no protection, but I am going to keep this. Just hope to draw Force of Will or Deus, Pact of Negation. Just give me something. Oh shit. If it's a combo mirror, maybe they'll just like pass the turn here. Faithless Looting, go. Let me see it. Give me that turn 1. This is probably why the sideboard has 4 Force of Negation in it. Vengevine, Bloodghast. Alright, they're dead. Oh, I drew the Lion's Eye Diamond. Does that fuck me up? I don't think so. Like, I just put a random card in the pile instead. Underground Sea, Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual, Doomsday. Okay, so my thing resolved. And the pile obviously needs Thassa's Oracle. I have a Lotus Petal in play, but I need another one. Because one of them has to cast the Consider. Deep Analysis goes in the pile. And just 2 Cyclers. Is that how this works? I already have a Cycler. I guess I could just like stack up with Pact of Negation just in case. Pact of Negation, Cycler. Does that get through my whole deck? Analysis does 2 cards. Consider does 2 cards. I don't need to be completely empty. Oracle. This should be easy mode, and I think that it is. I'm just really want to make sure I don't mess it up. So I have Analysis, Lotus Petal, Oracle, Street Wraith, and can I put a Pact of Negation in the pile? Doesn't matter. Oh, I'm already holding an Edge of Autumn, so yeah, I can get through the whole deck. Pact of Negation. And these are the cards I want. I want Pact of Negation on the bottom, I guess. I don't want to have to find that unless I need it. So Pact on the bottom, Oracle under it, and then the rest of this order. These 2 don't matter, but I do want Deep Analysis on top, and play Lion's Eye Diamond, play Consider, mill my top card, yes, put it in the graveyard, then play Lotus Petal. I think I want to hold priority, cycle, Edge. Or I guess I don't need to hold priority. No, this doesn't matter. All right, it's all the same. I'm trying to get too fancy here. Blue, blue, blue. Deep Analysis, target me. And now here's the Oracle. And I can cycle into Pact of Negation if I need it. Easy money. You probably thought that Faithless Looting for Vengevine or Bloodghast was a good start. We take these. Okay, Leyline of the Void. Appears as if that is relevant to my interests here. I think Pact of Negation is going to be worse than Force of Negation. If this is a combo mirror of some kind. I just want that extra layer of protection. His day is going to matter. I don't know what's in this, like, Jund, Hogak, whatever the fuck, sideboard. Like, I don't know what I need to play against. It might just be, like, Mindbreak Trap. Unclear. Deva, Daze, and one of the Cyclers. Until I know more about their deck, I think this is a fine sideboard plan. I don't know, do you bring in the Wipe Away just in the blind? Like if you're not sure what they're doing, do you assume they don't have a Wipe Away target or that they do? I don't even know the answer to that question. I'm just going to try to win before they do anything again. Well, I'm going to keep this Leyline of the Void hand and see if we can... Interesting. We had the same idea. The difference is my deck can function without the graveyard, So they do have, if they just start playing like Stitcher Supplier as Mons Goblin Raiders, that's a plan that my deck doesn't have. Thought seizing me. They're going to take Ponder. Took the Ponder, and now we're in holding pattern mode. I'm not going to play out any of these. Maybe I should have played one of the Lotus Petals in case they have Cabal Therapy. But I'm not going to run out like all of them because they might have Force of Vigor. I said the words after it was too late. I'm going to get double whammied here. Though the Lion's Eye Diamond might be more important than the Petals. Okay, they did name LED. That's lucky. They didn't get the 2-for-1. I guess I'll run one of them out. If they have Force of Vigor, I just gave them 2 targets. But I guess it's better than getting discarded into the earth. And I can hardcast Force next turn. Gravecrawler. Alright. The race is on. Okay. I can hardcast Force. Hope I don't need to. Right, First Blood. Gravecrawler. The first of its 10 attacks, it's going to get this game if I don't do something about it. That's a Marsh Flats over there. Second Gravecrawler. It does double the clock. Alright, I'm not going to sack my 2 Lotus Petals to Force of Will this shitter. I'm going to give my deck the benefit of the doubt, at least a little bit, and draw a Brainstorm and then combo out. That's my plan. Or a third Force of Will, it's all good. I'll have to force a Cabal Therapy at this point because I can't lose my whole hand. Satyr Wayfinder, my goodness. They're finding the way. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I go to 13 from this attack. If I resolve Doomsday, I'm at 6 and I'm dead. Yeah, so I actually need to brainstorm into multiple combo stuff. And I can't just like run out the Oracle as a blocker because of their ley line, even if they kill it. All right, I mean, I'm dead anyway. I'm not gonna force something now. Come on, brainstorm. Shit. All right, we're dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess I get one more draw step to find brainstorm. But it does all have to come together in one turn. I don't get to pass the turn here. Here are the draft deck beat down. I'm gonna crack one of my fetch lands in the end step. The life point doesn't matter. If I Doomsday, I Doomsday, and I want to thin out the deck a little. Brainstorm? Oh, Consider. Interesting. That is not as good as I want it to be, but it is 2 looks at Brainstorm. Consider, Street Wraith. Yes, put that into the graveyard. And we found Doomsday, but it's too late. I'm going to be at 2 and pass the turn. Okay. Bummer. Their deck is much better. Like I said at the beginning of the game when we both had ley lines, their deck's a lot better at functioning when it's not functioning than mine is. Do I want the second Oracle? Do I think that putting a 1/3 into play is going to be super relevant to my game plan, or do I just want to dedicate myself to going off quickly now that I'm on the play? I think being on the play, I just want to go fast. Do I even want these Force of Negations that I brought in? Is Days just better on the play? I'm going for it. Speed mode. Well, I have a ley line, though. I also have my Oracle, and my hand isn't doing anything else. I'm going to mulligan this. I'm going to play to win, like so. I'm definitely keeping this hand. I can Ritual Thoughtseize, Ritual Doomsday, but then I have to... Yeah, if I put Days on the bottom, and then I get to Doomsday with a Ponder in hand, would I rather Thoughtseize them or hold up Days is the question. I think I'd rather Thoughtseize them for the information, so I'm going to put Days on the bottom. Dark Ritual time. Thoughtseize you. Vengemind, Gravecrawler, Force of Vigor. Okay, a bunch of shit that doesn't matter, basically. Guess I'll take the Force because it's like not nothing, and everything else is nothing. Could take Satyr Wayfinder to make sure they don't pop off, but my plan is not to give them another turn. Okay, I'll take Force of Vigor. And then Dark Ritual Doomsday again. And I'm just going to go for the clean pile, the LED, Oracle, Consider business. Oracle, Deep Analysis, Lotus Petal, Consider, and I haven't seen any sort of Wasteland out of them, and it's definitely not in their hand right now. I need to respect that. If I draw Consider for turn, that gets through my whole deck. I don't need a... I need the Lion's Eye Diamond, duh. Yeah, almost messed that up. This is the stack. Done. I want Oracle on the bottom, Petal, Diamond, Analysis, Consider. Okay. Really wish this was a blue mana floating to win right now, but it's not. They have one turn to draw something that matters. Hopefully they just cast Gravecrawler and pass the turn. There's their Marsh Flats. Okay, yeah, Gravecrawler. It's in there. Consider. Put Deep Analysis in the graveyard. Lion's Eye Diamond. Blue, blue, blue. Analysis. Petal. Oracle. Hope they didn't draw Mindbreak Trap. Here it is. GG. 2-0 with Doomsday. Playing against non-blue decks is a delight. Next round's coming. We're about halfway through the video, so let me just remind you that if you like this deck and you want to try it out, you can use the code BoshNRoll to support the channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com, and you can play any deck anytime with cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. These links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I am on the play for round number 3. I have a hand with zillions of mana and some disruption, but nowhere to go. Replace one of these cards at random with Doomsday, but it's a mulligan as it stands. Okay. This is a keep. This is a turn 1 with Daze Protection. I keep. Bottom the Personal Tutor. Yeah, we're just in there. Okay. Island. Lotus Petal. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. And we make the Consider pile. So Deep Analysis. Lotus Petal. Lion's Eye Diamond, Thassa's Oracle, and Consider. Those are the cards that I want. Then we put Oracle on the bottom, Lotus Petal above it, LED, Deep Analysis, Consider, Street Wraith, fucked up. It's in the graveyard, LED. Oh, I guess I lose my days at this point. Okay, so this isn't a perfect thing. If they were patient, they do get to beat me. Yeah, I didn't consider that you have to discard the days eventually, so I might actually lose. The rest of this stuff resolved pretty quickly. Okay. Oh, they could have endurance. Oh, fuck. Didn't think about that. Okay. Jesus. That was not as clean as I thought it was. I forgot I had to discard my hand at some point, but didn't get punished for it. Doomsday is easy. Okay, no idea what I'm playing against. I wonder if there is like a generic, you bring this in the dark sort of card, or if you just always refire the same main deck. I feel like Cavern of Souls is a card that I like a lot. Maybe I'm just a donkey who doesn't really understand Doomsday, but Cavern of Souls, I'm usually a blue player, and Cavern is the thing that they can put in the pile that just makes it so I can never win. They let all my spells resolve, so they either aren't a blue deck or just didn't have blue interaction. Does that mean I want Wipe Away? Does that mean anything? Do I bring in the generic blind Wipe Away? What kind of pile do I have to set up where I have 3 mana to wipe something away? That seems like so much. I guess it would be a mega slow pile, where I just get up to 3 mana, wipe away whatever it is in the end step, then win. Alright, I'll try this. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Or maybe the fact they had no interaction means they're a combo deck. Like this is just the Epic Storm, and I should have brought in my Force of Negations. I don't know. I'm doing my best with 0 information here. This hand's got a lot of protection and draws a lot of cards. I'm going to keep it. Not knowing what I'm up against. Okay, blue land confirmed. I am not going to respect Wasteland. It's going to cast my spell. Okay, that's a good spell. Doomsday is highly incentivized to not respect Wasteland in a lot of spots because black is a pretty hefty mana cost. Okay, their deck was Snow Island and Preordain. Is this Show and Tell or is it a Doomsday Mirror? What are we working with? Personal Tutor. Do I tutor for Thoughtseize? Does that give away too much information? Or do I just get a second Doomsday? Definitely tutoring for something. I'm going to tutor for Thoughtseize. I want to know what they're doing. As tempting as it is to like get a second Doomsday and just jam them both on the stack. If they are a combo deck, I want to know it. There's my Thoughtseize. I could wait a turn and Thoughtseize plus Doomsday all at once, but I don't think that... Like, if I am getting these show and tell vibes from them, okay, for sure not show and tell. Good to know. Teferi is the card I'm most scared of out of this pile. Because that can just sit and play and mess with me. While the rest of these things, they have to show some respect for. Like, they have to hold up or take certain action. Okay, they'd rather hold up counterspells than jam their Jace here. That's interesting. I can fetch one of these fetch lands. I have so many. Rather not draw more. I don't have a win right now because they have Force and Force. So I can get my Doomsday through. No, I can't even do that. Because they can force pitch a blue card, force pitch a blue card, and Force of Negation on the hard cast. The Force of Negation's a beating, because I would love to just deep analysis myself, but that's what they want to be doing. I could just put Doomsday on the stack and see what they do about it. Try to get some of these cards out of their hand, and then reload with deep analysis next turn. Okay, I'm just going to fetch all of my Underground Seas. Cast Doomsday. I imagine they'll want to fight over this. If I can get the Force of Negation out of their hand, then I can start rebuilding with deep analysis, and life gets pretty good. There's the Force of Negation. Just going to let it happen. Guess they could snap Force of Negation next turn. This isn't getting better for me. But Force of Negation out of the hand is a good one. Maybe they just won't find a land. There's Sworn Canonist. It's not a card I'm super worried about. I mean, they're going to win all the counter wars, but it did bring in my Wipe Away. I'll consider now and see if I can trick them into casting a spell. Yeah, put Daze in the graveyard. There's that Wipe Away. Okay, so we have perfect information about their hand. Time to start grinding. If you want a 2-for-1 yourself to counter this, I'm okay with it. Just like it's 2001. Canonist beginning the work. They have a Brainstorm, that's their spell for the turn. They can still Snapcaster Mage, but they can't snap anything back. Oh wait, no, this is Canonist, it's not Deafening Silence. So Snapcaster Mage is off, it's just a 2-1. Which means they should probably flash it in the next end step to increase the clock. Do my 5th land. A lot of lands. I'm gonna ponder. I am like pretty juiced up here on defense if I can find the Doomsday. They're responding to my ponder. I hope they don't have Hull Breacher. That would be some shit. Pyroblast, sure. And that makes it a little worse. That was their spell for the turn, so they don't get to flash in Snapcaster anymore. They probably should just shove Jace onto the stack. I will daze it, but they should. That is probably the play with the Force of Will backup. Okay, not interested. Another ponder. Let's go. Okay, found a Doomsday. Not shuffle this. And there's a Preordain on top. And I win all at once if I have Preordain on top. I can try. Here comes the 2. Please cast Jace. Please cast Jace. Oh, fuck. Not that one, you dick. I guess I can counter this. Guess I have to counter this, right? So Force, pitching, Daze. And then what happens next? Do I cast Doomsday? No, then they just counter it. But they're going to counter it anyway. Yeah, that draw was so fucking good. If I wipe away, what happens? I can Dark Writ Doomsday, still can't hard cast. I get a turn to Preordain. But this is my only answer to Canonist, if I really care about Canonist. Which is very much in the maybe zone. Oh, I've already cast my spell for the turn, it doesn't matter. Alright, yeah, I have to wipe away first if I want to do any of that shit. Okay, I guess I'm gonna Preordain. I'm gonna fetch first. I know my top card is the basic island that I don't want. Looking for more counter spells. Don't think more Doomsdays is the play. Alright, found a counter spell. I'll take it. I know they have double Force still though. I'm gonna use my life total aggressively as a resource here. I can't deep analysis anymore. because Doomsday will put me to 2 and Deep Analysis costs 3 to flash back. The Snapcaster basically has me dead on board. If I don't wipe away, do I do anything this game? Right, I guess this is my window. Let's wipe that away, which does turn on Snapcaster. Ooh, Pact of Negation is among the better cards I could draw. Still isn't good. Because I cast Doomsday, I go to... yeah. Oh, if I Deep Analysis first, I can go to 2, and then Doomsday can put me to 1 instead of going the other way. And maybe this will give me the cards I need to play the game. Okay. Dark Ritual. Surgical Extraction targeting what? Force of Will? You dick. I have so many of those in my hand right now. I could Brainstorm in response, take the shuffle. If I Brainstorm, what happens? Alright, I'm going to Brainstorm. These lands are complete blanks. There's no fetchable lands left in the deck, so I'm going to force their Surgical Pitching Force because I'm losing them anyway. They probably don't even fight over this. Yeah, that's not what matters anymore. I'll Dark Ritual again. Make sure my mana is juicy. Okay, they let this resolve. Oh, they have Snapcaster. But I can Pact of Negation it. All right, is there a way to get through this? Sitter is on in my hand. Deep Analysis is off. Street Wraiths are off. Oracle obviously has to be in the pile. Cavern of Souls has to be in the pile. Edge of Autumn is required. Can't fetch, can't do anything else. This Petal, I don't think there's a way to get everything that I need to happen right now to happen. Guess I'll take a Pact of Negation in case I get another turn. Though none of this is actually going to happen. Seem as good as anything. I don't have a Duress, which hurts a lot. Okay. If I consider 2 cards into the graveyard, or 1 card into the graveyard, 1 card into my hand, I could cast a Oracle with 2 cards in my graveyard this turn, but the double force is still messing that up. I think that... no, I can't do any of that. This has to be like a slow burn. So, Petal on the bottom, Cavern, Oracle, Edge, Pact. What just... oh, right. Wait, what just happened? Oh, I resolved Doomsday at 1 life. Oh, that was great. I put so much work into that. All right, people. Don't do that. It's fucking awesome. Okay, what do I want to do against this deck? Blusterstorm, Defense Grid. I can, yeah, chill on the Cyclers, chill on the fast mana, because this isn't really about speed. Defense Grid, excellent. I clearly want the wipe away, because they have some relevant things, but Defense Grid might do a lot of the same work. I don't think I need Force of Negation for this. That doesn't seem like what that's for. Do I go down to 1 Cycler? Or 1 Lotus Petal? Like, Petal is part of the Consider kill, so that seems pretty important. You don't need 2 Cyclers for the Consider kill. I think I just want to go off quickly in this matchup. Maybe Wipe Away doesn't matter. If I have Defense Grid, that blanks most of the things that they could do that I care about. Blusterstorm to protect. Alright, I'm gonna do this. The Canonist is beatable. It's not like the Torpor Orb that I actually can't beat if it's in play. I'm just gonna try to play around or through it. Ponder with... I'm gonna keep this. This is a lot of protection. And I have the Ritual if I find Doomsday. Let's just find Doomsday Consider on top of the deck right now. That would be great. Force of Will, Defense Grid. That's not what I want, because my hand is already doing that. Another Ritual. Alright, this hand's starting to look bad. Just need some cantrips, no problem. Give me a Brainstorm, fix all my problems. Lotus Petal. Not super great. I probably should have played Petal in case I want to pact something this turn, but what are they going to do on turn 2 that I desperately need to respond to? Brainstorm? Geez, deck. Come on now. Alright, well, I can pay for a Pact of Negation if I need to this turn. With Dark Ritual, blue. If they just like slam Teferi, I'm in trouble. We're at the point where I needed to act sooner than this. Maybe my hand was bad. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan that. Like I don't have a good feel for like how many cards in your hand need to find Doomsday. Like, should you count on a hand that's completely rolled up, just needs the Doomsday, but you only have Ponder to find it? Like 4 looks at a 4 of in your 60 card deck. It's not that many. But of those 4 looks, none of them were additional cantrips, which seems like something I could rely on in normal circumstances. Here's this jerk now. Things that are not helpful include. And this is a white deck. They could have Prismatic Ending or Swords to Plowshares, so I can't just run my Oracle out there and begin the beats. Look at all these Brainstorms and Preordains they have. I'm pretty jealous. The cantrip decks, like all of them, whether it's control combo, whatever, they do tend to fall apart when your cantrip doesn't find the second cantrip. And you're just like, all right, now I'm drawing cards. Here they are. Extracting my Ponders. Yeah, sure. My hand sucks anyway. This is basically just to look at my hand, I think, so they know what they have to play around. That was kind of discard a card to look at your opponent's hand. But this is a really good hand to get a look at. I got nothing going on. Neither do they. They missed a land drop. They don't have white mana. I'm giving them perfect information here with my... I'm going to play the Lotus Petal, because then I can Pact of Negation without spending a Dark Ritual. And if they have, like, Teferi or something that's going to blank my Pact anyway, I might as well keep it out of play. Murky Reach. 5 cards exiled. The Zone. 1, 2, 3 spells. So this is a 6/6. Is this where I spend my efforts? I don't think so. I think I just have to dedicate myself to figuring out how to combo. Thoughtseize. I'm going to save that for when I draw the Doomsday. I want to do it all at once. Here comes the Mirko. I don't have a whole lot of time left. Card ends the game very quickly. So they have to go to discard. That's terrifying. That just means they have 7 spells in their hand. I'm also about to go to discard, so I should play my card. Alright, so I'm going to go to 7 here. And I need to draw Brainstorm, basically. I need to draw Brainstorm into Doomsday. They're going to Snapcaster here. Does that change the clock at all? They are. Snap. Are they going to Surgical my polluted deltas? Or just not do anything? I would love for them to Surgical my polluted deltas. Gotta be honest. So 6, 7, 8. I go to 5. Thoughtseize puts me to 3. Oh god, I'm going to Doomsday at 1 life again. Deck, it's time to draw Brainstorm. I've asked very little of you over the course of these games. Brainstorm. Shit! Okay. Let's see what we were up against. Did we ever have a chance? Force, back to basics, Fireless, Snapcaster, Mage Teferi. No. Alright. Yeah, we're out of here. This round will go down as the one that I tanked on a Doomsday at 1 life for. I deserve to lose this, but on to the next round. I'm on the draw for the 4th round. I have turn 1 Doomsday with Force backup. Let's try it. Seems pretty good, right? Playing against the blue deck. Or maybe a red deck. Or both. Ponder, okay. I prefer Ponder to Ragavan, so I'm going to have to respect Ragavan if I resolve Doomsday this turn. Okay. I could wait a turn and do it all at once, while also playing around days. I think I'm going to do that. Brainstorm, okay. I should have let on Misty Rainforest. I think that might... Like, Polluted Delta has more combo-y vibes to it than Misty Rainforest does. Like, Misty could just be any blue deck. Another Doomsday. Okay. So... guess I'm just going for it. It's pretty cool drawing the second Doomsday, because even if I lose this counter war, I can just cast another one next turn. Doomsday. Force pitching Daze. Do I even fight over this? Is this the play? Or is Brainstorm going to do more? Guess I'm here to party, so Force. They've shown willingness to fight over Doomsday. Okay, cool. Force, and then I can Doomsday again next turn. Deal. Alright, I'm pretty comfortable with that exchange. Unless they kill me or, like, I guess expressive iteration right now to reload would be rough. Versus Bauble. Weird. Revealed Misty Rainforest at random. Good, good. They don't know about the other Doomsday. Arctide Regent. Yeah, that's a scary one. It's a 7/7. Am I dead? Just like that? So if I fetch, I'm at... Yeah, if I fetch, I'm at 17. I Doomsday, it puts me to 8. They attack and Lightning Bolt, I lose, and I can't Street Wraith anymore. So if I wait a turn, if I take a crack from Murktide Regent, half my life total becomes a different number. I'm going to ponder for a turn, try to set up doing this all at once without passing the turn in between. There's the Consider and the Lotus Petal. Those are both excellent. Yes. Not shuffle. And pass the turn. So I can play around Daze next turn and do it all at once. Oh, I won't have enough life. 7 puts me to 11. Doomsday puts me to 6. Okay, I will have enough life to Deep Analysis, but maybe not also Street Wraith. Not Street Wraith and Fetch. Okay, this is getting tight. Here's Murktide Regent. Puts me to 11. Lotus Petal. Fetch. Alright, here we go. Someone's dead. Doomsday. Okay, Doomsday resolved. Now what? I need... So if I'm going to 5, I can't Deep Analysis and Street Wraith, but the Consider's already in my hand, so I don't need to Street Wraith. Deep Analysis, Lion's Eye Diamond, Oracle, Petal, and Edge, I guess is the pile. Or can I get a packed into this hand? I don't think I can get packed into the hand. No? Alright. The pile is Oracle, Petal, Edge, LED, Analysis, and I lose to Daze here. Lightning Bolt. Okay, I lose to that too. Now I can't Deep Analysis. Or they just had Double Bolt. Okay. Yeah, Murktide Regent, serious beat stick. There's a turn behind on finding that line. Okay, Defense Grid seems pretty good. I like Cavern. Don't need the second Oracle. Not really sure what Flusterstorm's role is. I'm kind of confused about why that's here when it's not super obvious. Like, there's so much counter magic and disruption in the deck already. I'm gonna have to talk to some Doomsday experts. Or if you are a Doomsday expert, please let me know in the comments what the specific role of like Force versus Flusterstorm versus Pack versus Defense Grid is. Like, clearly they're all in here for a reason, but my small blue player brain doesn't understand why. Grids and Cavern. And can I make room for Flusterstorm? Is that a thing that matters? I could shave Petal for a Fluster. So being on the play, I think I want the fast mana, like maximize my turn 1 potential. So I've already boarded out 2 of my 4 cyclers, which hurts my turn 1 potential. All right, I'm going to cut a Petal for a Fluster. This is what I'm doing now. Important to note, this version is just straight blue-black, and at least before Consider was printed, Grixis seemed to be the default. Oh, this hand is really slow. Don't think I can keep this, but it has so many things. Gonna mulligan. Okay. I was saying Grixis was the default, and Grixis can answer things like Murktide Regent, which this version can't. This version is definitely trying to combo, just way faster than that. I think I'm going to send Flusterstorm, and I'm going to Thoughtseize on turn 1 and hope they don't Wasteland me. Thoughtseize, please don't have Wasteland. We're dead. They have Wasteland. Fuck, they have 2 of them. I'm going to take this Ponder, though. Oh, we're fucked. Like, I could have used Ponder to try and find my second land, or just leave up a fetch land, see what they do. And we're just going to hold for a while here. Hopefully I draw a land right away. Nope, dead. And when I say dead, I mean like we're in bad shape, but we're not actually dead because they're not really doing anything over there. They have no cantrips, no threats. Oh, easy, easy. At it the whole time. Did they draw Pyroblast? Yeah, whatever. Okay. Yeah, that was a good 1 card to not know about. They have 2 cards. They have a fetch land. They can cast a 5/5 Murktide Regent this turn. All right, they just have the Valk, so they can't cast that yet. Brainstorm. Please don't lock me. They're dazing. I'm not going to daze back because it doesn't matter. All right, that's pretty aggressive. Now they get to jam a 6/6 Murktide, and the game is over. That one turn where it took me to find this, that let them hold a Pyroblast, let them daze. Guess I should daze this Murktide Regent, huh? It's a good use of that card. They have Force of Will in hand, we know that. We'll see if they want to fight over this threat, or if they want to... I think they should. Like, the way they've played this game, they should definitely force this Murktide through. And I can't force back, because that's my Oracle. Let's try to thread this needle. This is a shuffle. The Preordain would just get rid of those other 2 cards anyway. I need way too much to make this game functional. Like, I need to brainstorm into Doomsday, Dark Ritual, Black Source. It's got to happen quick. Right, there's a Black Source. Unfortunately, I don't play a green land, so I can't just cast Edge of Autumn. And I can't fetch either, because they would just waste it immediately. So I can't deploy this defense grid and plan for my future. I am dead. Like, it's right now. Now is the only time I'm going to have to do anything. I have to draw Brainstorm into a win on the spot. Thoughtseize, huh? I guess I have to float blue and cycle Edge. Try to find a Brainstorm here. Oh, okay. Yep, beat up by Murktide Regent. Murktide Regent has been a steadily horrendous card to play against for this deck. Just being able to sneak in this 6/6, 7/7, whatever it is, after trading 1-for-1 for a while. That play pattern seems to be really rough on this particular deck. Unless I'm willing to believe that I'm prioritizing it wrong, and I should be dedicating resources to killing this thing or fighting over this thing, or I should be mulling better to keep hands that try to punch through this. I don't know. Definitely willing to believe that there's a different plan than hope it doesn't kill me before I kill them, because this card is hard to beat. Here comes the final round. I'm playing against a Yorion deck. I'm on the draw. Yorion is probably Death and Taxes, and my hand is like such... I'm obviously mulling this, but it's such a tease where I'm like, my brain sees the Doomsday, Street Wraith, Consider, and I'm like, oh yeah, those are all good. But then the rest of my brain is like, but my hand doesn't do anything. Mulligan. I think I can keep this one. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't think I need Force of Will against this Yorion deck. I'm going to bet that this is just Death and Taxes, and they're not going to have Thalia on time. And off we go. I could just Doomsday right now. What happens if they Thalia on too, if I Doomsday right now? I could also ponder this turn, represent that maybe I'm something different, and if I find the Consider... Okay. Now I wish I kept the Force of Will. Oh, Daze is dope. Don't need a second Doomsday. I will keep Daze, though. That at least keeps Thalia off my back. Yeah, there she is. Oh, not great, but not the worst. Really wish I won this die roll. So I could just cast Doomsday here, I guess, and hope it works. Have to get a Black Source. I'm not worried about that Wasteland because I have a million lands in my hand. I don't know what D&T is going to come up with in game 1 to mess this up for me. So I'm just going to make the basic pile of... I guess Thalia messes up the entire LED Consider line. Oracle obviously has to be in the pile. I'll get that one clicked. Lotus Petal, Lion's Eye Diamond. I'll just make the basic pile. Consider Deep Analysis. And if they're able to disrupt it, good for them. I'll just take it slow. And if they're not, I win. Yeah. Oracle, Petal, Diamond, Analysis, Consider. This Vial has to do something. If they waste me, I have the resources to go off through that. If they waste plus Vial and Thalia, that's rough. if they Vial and Spirit of the Lab, that's rough, but they would wait until I have a spell on the stack to do that. Let's find out. All right, is it Spirit? The good news is I'm going to put Deep Analysis in my graveyard, and then it's out of the way. The bad news is everything else. Maybe I should have just waited until the end step. They tap their Vial, and then I get 2 cards deep. Maybe that's the line. Oh god, what's coming out of this Vial on 3? For late? On what number? It doesn't matter. Yeah, this just doesn't matter. I think I needed to not cast my Consider into the Vial on 2. If I'm 1 card deeper in the deck here, then I can take 5, cast Oracle on an empty library next turn. Yeah, I just needed to not jam into the Spirit. That was the trick. They named 0. Okay. Deep Analysis doesn't do anything. It deals 3 damage to me, exposes my land to Wasteland. Yeah, and the Oracle is the bottom card too. Alright. Yeah, we're dead. I fucked that up. I said the thing, like I literally said Spirit of the Labyrinth, and I guess I just didn't respect how game ending it was. I was like, yeah, maybe they have it, maybe they don't, but yeah, not good stuff. This is a wipe away situation. Is this a second Oracle situation? I don't think so. Days, counter spells are all good. I like the cyclers because I want to get this game over with quickly, especially on the play. Does Thoughtseize really matter? I mean, Thoughtseize is always pretty good. Could cut Lotus Petal, or I could just go like same deck in on the play, no sideboard. I think I'm going to do that. Just no sideboard on the play, and I'll bring in Wipe Away on the draw. This is pretty close. I'm going to keep it. I have the Doomsday and at least some sort of path to cast it. I think I want to ponder for Dark Ritual. Start the game that way. Found it immediately. I'm going to put the Days in my hand in case they have like Deafening Silence or something that I need to respect. Hope they just play Aether Vial. Nice. Okay. So I think I win. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. They appear to be F6'd. This is the clean pile. Oracle. Diamond. Petal. Consider. And Analysis. Done. Oracle. Petal. Diamond. Analysis. Consider. I will consider. Put this in my graveyard. Guess this is the same situation before where I have to lose my days. I guess if they have like Mindbreak Trap or some shit, I lose. Hope they don't. Bang. Alright, there it is. Felt good about not sideboarding there. Just beat this deck. On the draw, it's a little trickier though. I think I do need the Wipe Away. But Wipe Away will cost 4 some amount of the time. So just having it available is worth a lot, I think. I wish I understood the second Oracle. I feel like there's something to it. Like, this is a matchup with white removal that might constrict my ability to cast spells or draw cards. Like, is trying to get up to 4 devotion on the second Oracle to play. Like, what are we doing here? What is that for? I don't think I need Pact of Negation against this deck. So Days on the draw gets a lot worse. But maybe Days is always fine. I think Days is better than Pact. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Wipe Away in, Pact out. Let's just find a turn 1 with Force backup. I don't ask for much. This is not a turn 1. I would normally keep this hand in like most situations. The Days is good, the Brainstorm's good. Being on the draw against Death and Taxes, I don't know. Like, fuck. Do you just mulligan for a banger? I'm gonna mulligan for a banger. This is much worse. I could just YOLO keep this, bottom Deep Analysis, cycle, draw, cycle. That gives me a lot of looks at a land or a Doomsday. Is Doomsday actually just lethal here? I think I am going to keep this, even though it's kind of crazy. Like, I'm not just like YOLO, LOL, what's going on? Like, I actually think this hand is defensible. File, okay. Come on, deck, show me Doomsday. Alright, land is a good start. cycle one of these. Found the days. I think I should ponder off of Lotus Petal, and then I still have my shuffle with Scalding Tarn if I want it. I'm gonna ponder off of Petal. Oh man, Personal Tutor's right there. But I just used my one of my black sources. Like I basically lose to Wasteland if I go after Personal Tutor here. But I guess I would have one live draw, or I could just play Scalding Tarn, draw Personal Tutor, and no, because I wouldn't have black and blue mana next turn. I was thinking like in my head somehow I can cast Personal Tutor, cycle into Doomsday, and rid it out all at once. But I don't think that's actually a play that's available to me. Do I just like, fuck it, you don't have Wasteland? I think maybe I do. Okay, fuck it, you don't have Wasteland. The alternative is, no, I think I just have to commit to what I've got here. I was going to say the alternative is bet on drawing a black source, but I'm not going to bet on that. I'll daze almost anything just to get the Underground Sea out of play. Like I can daze Thalia, then pop next turn. Schadenport, shit. That's bad for me. It's not as bad as Wasteland, but it's not good either. Okay, that's tapped. I draw. I don't think I want to cycle my Wraith yet. Maybe I was supposed to, in case I find a black source and just go. The Vial getting to 2 is a beating. Yeah, I think I was supposed to Wraith there. Try to spike the black source and go off while the coast was clear. Fuck, they have Wasteland and Rishadenport. Alright, now I'm definitely just dead. Playing against Yori and Taxes is such a mindfuck, because it's always like, it's an 80 card deck, and they only have 4 copies of the card I care about, but then they always have the copy of the card you care about. It looks like they're going to try to use Rishadenport to control my land while I only have 1, and Wasteland to clean up the second land. I'm not going to Street Wraith into a Spirit activation. If I was going to Wraith, I should have done it last turn. Yeah, here's this. If it's Spirit, I can just Wraith on their turn. Is it Cauldron time? What are we coming in on here? Sort of Fire and Ice. Okay. Yeah, I'm fucked. Like, they're just up into 3 on the Vial. They can get Sanctum Prelate or whatever they could cast. Yep. If they just Prelate on 3, that turns off Doomsday and the White Boy. Their mana doesn't cast Prelate, though. It does cast Thalia. That's a good one. Do I daze Thalia? But that's the same as getting wasted. Like, I'm just not coming back from that anyway. Okay, they tapped their Wasteland to do that. I think I want a Wraith in response in case I find Force of Will. Like, this is a card worth countering. Nope. Okay. Definitely willing to believe I have messed this one up. Ultra already in hand. Yes, it is. That makes sense. That's the only... It doesn't make sense to get Sword of Fire and Ice when Cauldron can just end the game, so yeah. I'm sure I messed this game up somewhere. Probably in the Mulligan decision. Now Thalia is in play, like, now I find the mana to go do stuff, but it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, like I have the whole win lined up here, except Thalia is in play, so that means I don't have the win lined up. Dark Ritual makes 1 mana instead of 2 under Thalia, so I can Doomsday with a little extra. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, right, no I can't, because it's all black. And I need at least 1 blue to keep the party going. Yeah, cycling this Wraith, I mean, it found me the land, but it's also costing me the ability to do anything. I don't think I could do anything anyway. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm just dead on board. Okay. All right. I'm sure I messed that one up somewhere. Like some decision I could have made in game 1 or 3. It might have been the keep. Like I kept kind of that weirdo. That's all right. 2 and 3 with Doomsday, which is not my deck of choice in general. I think the deck is phenomenal, and I kind of want to learn to play it. I might take it to a local at some point just to mess people up who think I'm unbanned. This deck, like I warned of in the deck tech at the beginning, is constructed in a way that doesn't make sense to someone who wasn't involved in its construction. Like, I don't understand what Force of Negation is really for. I don't really understand what Flusterstorm is for. Are these on offense or defense? This is a defensive card. Is it literally just because we're only worried about combo mirrors? Like, does this come in against decks with Teferi? Is it like, what is this for? There's a lot of questions that I would need to talk to a Doomsday expert to really understand. Defense Grid makes sense to me, but it occupies the same place that Flusterstorm does, plus all these main deck counterspells. Like, it's just weird. What's the second Oracle for? Like, I basically don't understand anything in the sideboard except Leyline of the Void, Cavern of Souls, and Defense Grid. The Wipe Away does make sense. I'm not sure if I like this better than the Grixis version. Like, we just got mushed by Murktide Regent multiple times in this league, and just having some way to answer that card would be nice. There's a lot of different builds. Like, Grixis is one of them. This is straight blue-black. I've seen Esper that have like Orum's Chant and Teferi, and sometimes they even have like Monastery Mentor in the sideboard as a juke. Like, all of those, I think, are easier versions of the deck to play than this one, because the combo is the same, the core is the same, but when you get into this, like, which of the 11 counterspells in my sideboard is the correct configuration to complement the 10 counterspells in my main deck that are already there? Like, what the hell is happening here? That's very tricky stuff. Make sure you do your homework if you're going to play a deck like this. I didn't, and you saw, like, it definitely came up where I just wasn't quite sure what I'm supposed to be doing. When do you bring in 2 more Pact of Negations? Like, when do you need 4 of that card? I don't know. Definitely join the Doomsday Discord. There's a Doomsday wiki also. There's a lot of smart people who work really hard on this deck all the time, and if you're serious about playing this deck, make sure you do that homework. That's my advice to give. Doomsday is a lot of fun, though. It's extremely powerful. It's extremely legacy. If you want to feel something playing an older format, this is a great deck to do that with, and I recommend it highly. Just make sure you know what you're doing. Chris, thank you for asking me to play this. Remember to check out Atomic Empire if you live in North Carolina. Whether you live in North Carolina or not, make sure to like and subscribe to the video, the channel, leave some comments, anything constructive. I do want to learn how to play this deck better. If you're an expert, please explain to me these Force of Negations. Feel free to dig in on mulligan choices, whatever. I will respond to any constructive feedback. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening, and I will see you for the next video.